West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Shocking and dramatic encounters happened yesterday night. We are now jetting in international sports. Games were played yesterday in English Premier League, in Coppa Italia semi-final, second league, Coppa Italia. So many things happened yesterday night with a lot of shocking results, as I said. I want to start with a game between Liverpool and the team of Wolves. I did highlight about it yesterday. I said Liverpool right now, they have regained some form, but you look at Wolves, at the moment, they are a resilient side when it comes to playing against the Giants. I did mention the Big Four. Whenever they meet them, they always prove to be stubborn. We saw it against Arsenal. It happened against Manchester United. Again, it has happened thus against Liverpool. The only side that at least managed to beat Wolves home and away was Chelsea. Yesterday night was a bad omen in the office for the team of Liverpool, as their chances of finishing in top 5 also hit a setback after losing into the hands of those Wolves. But we still have around 10 games to go. If they can bounce back in the remaining fixtures, yes, they still have the hope to finish in top 5, because as I speak right now, they sit at number 5. But Chelsea, they have not played their game. If they play their game tonight and they happen to win against Aston Villa, obviously the team of Liverpool is going to be displaced from 5th position. They will drop to number 6. Title race is very interesting. Top 5 race is very interesting. The relegation battle is very interesting. Unlike one team, obviously they are going down, that's Wolves, but the other teams, the remaining 2 teams that are yet to join the team of Wolves, we have not confirmed them yet. That means the English Premier League of this season is full of dramatic encounters. The battle for the title at the moment, I should say, is between the team of Manchester City and Arsenal. What about finishing in top 5? Manchester United is in the mix. Chelsea has not left themselves behind. Liverpool said yes, Marvin indeed. Aston Villa has become a stubborn dog, so we are waiting to see how things will conclude at the end of the season. Bournemouth played a barren draw with Brentford. These teams have always been known for scoring goals, but yesterday night, no goal was put into the back of the net as it ended barren. That is the game between Brentford and Bournemouth for you. The game was played at Vitality. For Everton, they continue with their fine run of form, and they did beat Burnley by 2-0. Meanwhile, for Leeds, they lost at Elland Road into the hands of Sunderland. The game ended by 1-0. As I had said earlier on, Liverpool lost into the hands of Wolves at Molineux. The game ended by 2-1. Meanwhile, in FA replay, there was one game on the card between Bristol City and Port Vale. It ended in extra time after the normal time had ended in a barren draw. In the process, Port Vale collected the 3 points. That means they are through to the next round of the English FA Cup. The biggest game also yesterday was between Atletico Madrid and the team of Barcelona. This game was played at Catalonia. Atletico Madrid came for this game with 4-0 advantage in the first leg, so they were beaten by 3-0. Barcelona needed 5 goals to be scored past Atletico Madrid to advance to the finals of the Spanish Copa del Rey. Unfortunately, the 3 goals they banked were not enough to eliminate Atletico Madrid. That means Atletico Madrid, they are now through to the finals of the Copa del Rey come 2026, waiting for their opponent. In Coppa Italia semi-final, a game was also played between Como and Inter Milan. By the way, Francesc Fabregas, or as you can call him, Cesc Fabregas, former player for Arsenal, he went to Barcelona, came to Chelsea, went to AS Monaco, is the head coach of Como. He has changed the team, bringing the team from Serie B This is the first team. The second season the team is playing in the top tier of Italian football. They are performing very well. They are picking positive results against the Giants. Where they sit right now, they have a chance to play in Europe come next season. It may not be in UEFA Champions League, but at least if not UEFA Europa League, maybe in UEFA Europa Conference, Como may play in Europe come next season. The first league, it was between Inter Milan and Como. It ended 0-0. So we are waiting to see how things will happen in the reverse fixture. In Coupe de France, Strasbourg, we are 2-1 winners over Das Reims. And games are bouncing back today with the cracking fixtures also in English Premier League. Chelsea, they are visiting Aston Villa at Villa Park in top 5 race. Meanwhile, for Brighton and Hove Albion, they are set to welcome Arsenal at Amex Stadium. 10:30 is the kickoff time. The same time, West Ham is visiting Fulham at Private Cottage. Meanwhile, Manchester City is set to lock horns with the Nottingham Forest. The game will also be at 10:30 p.m. The last game tonight will be the game between Newcastle United and Manchester United. This game is at St. James Park. Manchester United at the moment, they are on form. They are winning games for fun under the new stewardship of Darcy Carrick. And for Newcastle, things have not been working so well for them. They have lost their form, and the reports are ongoing that Michael Carrick might be appointed on a permanent basis as the head coach of Manchester United on 3 years, and with the also option of extending the 3 years. That is the latest report I can give you as far as the rumors circulating Carrick becoming the permanent manager for Manchester United is concerned. The fact is he's performing very well. If he's performing very well, he deserves it because he has played so many games, almost coming to 10. He has not picked any defeat with only, I think, if not one draw, 2 draws, but the rest have been wins. And some of the wins have been coming over some of the biggest sides we have in the league. So if the board is saying that, they are going to appoint him as the permanent manager for the club of Manchester United. I don't see it as a bad thing. And also I know majority of the fans of Manchester United, they will be smiling in case the deal happens to go through. As I speak right now, and in the desktop of Das Whistle Time at West Nile Television, the deal is already 90%. Just few things remaining to be settled there. So apart from that, other games also, Rayo Vallecano will be having a game with Real Oviedo of Santa Cazorla. That one is not Spain Copa del Rey. That one is the league, that's Spanish La Liga. In German Bundesliga, Hamburger SV is set to welcome that's Bayer Leverkusen, and this game will be at 10:30 p.m. And in the other semi-final fixture, you will see a game between Real Sociedad and Athletic Bilbao. The first leg of this game ended by 1-0. It was Real Sociedad that won against Athletic Bilbao. This time, they are at home. So we are waiting to see, is it going to be a final between Atletico Madrid and the Real Sociedad, or a final between Atletico Madrid and Athletic Bilbao? So we never know. We may see 2 athletic clubs in the finals of Copa del Rey. I remember very well, there was a time in 2014, we saw the team of Athletic Bilbao beating Barcelona in Spanish Super Cup, in Spain Copa del Rey final. It was not an easy thing. It was a real win for the team of Athletic Bilbao. So we are waiting to see if they will be in position to touch the silverware. They have always been performing very well in the competition, that's Spain Copa del Rey, unlike the real league, that's Spanish Primera Division, because the owners are there. The owners are Barcelona and Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid just comes, smells small, and leaves it to the owners. So for Athletic Bilbao, they are always known of drinking water using the small glasses. So let's leave that one there. And also in the other Coppa Italia semi-final, Lazio is set to welcome Atalanta in France Coupe de France quarter-final. Lorient will welcome Das Nice as Toulouse welcomes Olympique de Marseille. These are the latest fixtures I felt I need to give you as far as the big games in Europe is concerned. But before we talk about some of the trends rumors. I want to talk about some of the games, hot games that are coming tonight. The game between Brighton and Hove Albion. This is between Brighton and Hove Albion and Arsenal. This game will be at Amex Stadium. Arsenal needs this win. Brighton and Hove Albion also needs this win. But the team that needs it more is the team of Arsenal. Will they be able to pick it is what everyone is yet to know, because we shall judge everything after the 90 minutes. And also the game between Manchester City and the team of Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, we know them when it comes to playing against the big sides, or as the Giants. They have ever done it against Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, even Manchester City themselves. Good enough, both games are all starting at the same time. It's a title race between the two sides, Arsenal and Manchester City. Still very many games left. No one will say that it's done and dusted. A team can even go 10 points clear, 20 points clear. But at the end, you will see the team not finishing in top 4. Football is very funny. That's what I can say as far as the title race is concerned. What about the race to play in Europe next season? Whether it be UEFA Champions League, whether it be UEFA Europa League, whether it be the last born of Europe, that's UEFA Europa Conference, the battle still continues. Brentford did not start the season very well, but right now they are on a tense form. They are at the peak. They are doing very well. That is the team of Brentford for you. Are we seeing them in Europe for the first of its kind? The chance is there. What about Brighton and Hove Albion? Are they coming back? Because 2 seasons back, they went to Europa, they performed, but it was not up to the expectation. They went to participate, they did not compete. That's Brighton and Hove Albion for you. Aston Villa, they want to maintain the consistency as far as playing in Europe is concerned. The other season, they were in UEFA Europa League. Last season, the other season they were in UEFA Champions League. Last season, we saw them in UEFA Europa League. And this time again, they're in UEFA Europa League. So we are waiting to see how they will end their journey. Manchester United, the chances are very high. They are bouncing back in European football, because where they sit right now, they sit somewhere third on the log. Right now, they are not playing in Europe. When I said a team is not playing in Europe, I don't mean the domestic leagues. I mean the elite league we have in European football. That is UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League, and UEFA Europa Conference. Don't misquote me. Don't misunderstand me. When I say this team is not playing in Europe, or as in European night, I mean UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League, and Europa Conference. Obviously, Manchester United is playing in Europe, but there are specific terms for that's football. So next season, I expect Manchester United to bounce back in European night. So let me use that term so that everyone can understand, because everyone knows that UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League, Europa Conference, they are always at night. That's why it's preferable called the European night. So let's talk about some of the trending transfer rumors. I always love giving transfer rumors. We don't just give the fixers. You need to give people how things also happen in the world of transfers, because there are some teams that need reinforcement. Others, of course, they need to depart their players. So these are some of the trending transfer rumors and gossips today. Brentford are set to offload up to 5 players in the summer, including 23-year-old Portugal midfielder Fabio Carvalho. That is the latest I can give you from the side of the beast. Meanwhile, Tottenham defender Mickey van der Ven, 24, is wanted by Barcelona, who are set to intensify their efforts to sign the Netherlands international in the summer. And this has been reported by Sport in Spanish. Meanwhile, at Old Trafford, Manchester United are prepared to offer Portugal midfielder Bruno Fernandes an improved deal worth up to £400,000 a week, but the 31-year-old will base a decision on his Old Trafford future on whether the club could fight for the Champions League, and this has been reported by Mirror. So £400,000 has been put for that Bruno Fernandes weekly, but he's saying he's yet to see if the club will qualify in UEFA Champions League. Meanwhile, England midfielder Kobe Mainoo's long-term future at Manchester United is still up in the air as talks of a new contract for the 20-year-old drag on. So we are also following the story closely to see if he will remain at Old Trafford or else depart Old Trafford, because in the January transfer window, so many teams were interested in his signature, including Napoli from Italy. By the way, Manchester United is having a good relationship with the clubs from Italian Serie A. They have ever sold players, some of their good players to Italian Serie A. You talk about players like Vidic, Chris Smalling, who went to AS Roma. You may mention players like Scott McTominay, it's Scott McTominay, who crossed over to that's Napoli, and they also want to resign him. That is what I can give you about Manchester United transfers. At Arsenal, Gunners have been told by Inter Milan that the 20-year-old Italian forward Piero Esposito is not for sale at any price, and this has been reported by Gazzetta dello Sport in Italian. Still keeping the pace within Italy, Juventus are set to revive their interest in Paris Saint-Germain French forward, that's Randall Kolo Muani, 27, who is currently on loan at Tottenham, and this has been reported by Calcio Mercato in Italian. Going forward, Aston Villa are one of the clubs interested in 28-year-old Wales attacking midfielder Harry Wilson, whose contract at Fulham runs out in the summer, and this has been reported by the transfer expert in the world. I am talking about Fabrizio Romano. You know, once Fabrizio Romano speaks, that means the deal is at the pipeline. There is a very high chance Harry Wilson may end up at Aston Villa, because I know him as one of the transfer expert journalists we have in that's Europe, not only in Europe, but all over the world. Still back to Old Trafford, Manchester United have no intention of selling England midfielder Mason Mount, 27 years of age, in the summer, despite interest from Aston Villa and Fulham. Ever since the midfielder departed Chelsea to go to Manchester United, he has been an injury-prone player. He has lost the form. That is Mason Mount for you. But other clubs are very much interested in his signature, but the Old Trafford-based club, Manchester United, they are saying no to any other deal concerning the signing of Mason Mount. Going back to Italy, still with the Bianconeris, Juventus appear to have made progress in extending the contract of 26-year-old Serbia striker Dusan Vlahovic, whose deal runs out in the summer. And this has been reported by Tutto dello Sport in Italian. Away from that, now moving to German, Bayern Munich and the Austrian midfielder Konrad Laimer, 28, have halted talks of a new contract, as there is a large gap between the expectations of both the parties, and this has been reported by Sky Sports in German. These are the stories I felt I needed to give you before I leave the studios. I always give you varieties of what continues to transpire in the world of sports. We are just 5 minutes to the top of the hour of the 3 p.m. So many interesting programs are coming on your way. Don't switch your TV off, or else don't move away from your TV. It has been me, Oraku Benson Pastore, in front of the lens. Thank to every viewer all over, whether you are catching us within West Nile region, outside West Nile region, from diaspora. Keep watching West Nile television. I am out of the studio. We'll link up again tomorrow.